Well, good afternoon. This is Nikolai, Real Talk from the Fire, and his wife, Erin. Yeah, I just want to talk on a couple of things that people have, been shooting me kites and telling me, hey, Nick, ask me different types of questions. I don't mind answering questions, so if you got a question that you want to know, hey, holla, baby. Anyway, one question was, how come Erin didn't know my logo? I think it's pretty self-explanatory in a sense, simply because I'm the one that is going through these stories. She hasn't experienced any, and thank God she hasn't.
So basically, I am a big supporter, and I'm here to support you. And I've been a big believer, well, nobody knows this, not many people, but if I could do anything, it would be to write your story. And so this is how a little bit of this came about, on top of to show Esther, of course.
Yes, of course.
Anyways, and that God is real, right? Through his stories.
All the time.
Because I can't even explain how all the stories lead into all the other ones to lead him here. It's truly amazing. And
well, that's how it works.
Like amazing.
Yes.
Truly. Yes. I can't explain it, so that's why we're here.
Well, that's something that can't be explained. Yeah. It can't be explained.
And also, what can I truly offer you guys? Not that much. And so that's real talk. I'm a privileged white woman, you guys.
Because, see, depends on what we're dealing with. Because, see, I can talk both sides of the street because I lived on both sides of the street. She can talk her side of the street and be more clear with it than I can. And living with me for the last 10 years, she has known and grown so much and acknowledged so much. I've never seen a woman absorb so much.
Yeah.
She's been, and she can't believe the stuff that she's learned since she's been with me. Because I tell you, nothing is what it appears to be. And this is the way most people have been living their whole lives. And she found out it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Because, it's like I can't explain it myself. Mm-hmm. God has put her and I together for a reason. If not to have our daughter, little baby Esther, and much, much more. Because, see, I see life in ways that most people could never see life. When you're as old as I am, you've seen a few things.
And I've
been through so much in my life, from, like coming up in the 50s, and when I was one of the first kids, in the school that I was at, I'm the only first black kid, segregation.
I say that you've done more. You've done, believe it or not, you've done a lot more for civil rights and black movement.
In the area that I was in and what I've done, yes, because I stood up, and I paid a price for it.
To be an equal.
Yes. There's no such thing as an equal in their eyesight, but I lived as an equal, and I paid a high price for it. I went through all that. I used to wake up in the mornings, and I used to go with my grandmother. I used to pick cotton. Probably hard for a lot of people to believe that, but I used to be in the cotton fields picking. My grandmother used to tell me, get me to go to the cotton field where I wouldn't feel so bad. She'd buy me a pan de huevo. A pan de huevo was a Mexican cinnamon bun. A Mexican cinnamon bun. I love those things. They were so big back then. They were huge, man. And she would buy me a cinnamon bun. And I go out to the cotton field, and I pick cotton, man. Yeah, I didn't pick much cotton, but I picked cotton. So I'm just saying, I've seen stuff that most people can't even imagine. Picking cotton? Well, that's not. It wasn't slavery. It was just that was a way of making a living. You didn't make much money, I remember that the minimum wage at that time was like 25 cents, and you got on a bale, what a bale cotton is, that huge bale? You got 8 cents a bale back then. Okay, so I'm just saying, you had to work your ass off to make it. If you made $1, you can imagine that was quite a bit of money back then, I'm just saying, I'm that old, man, and I trip on that, man. I trip on it. You know, God has allowed me to see this and much, much more. You know, and I've taken a little bit of each decade with me throughout my life. And here I am today. I mean, I can't explain it, you know. God has blessed me with a woman 44 years younger than myself and a beautiful daughter that is 5 years old. You know, like I say, God is real, man, you know. Because, see, I've never done anything to anyone that didn't need it. You know, I'm being truthful with you. I never went on my way to hurt anyone or to mess. I never stole. I never stole. It was just embedded in me. I never stole. And my grandmother gave me the first start about teaching me how to be with people in my life. She says, you know, first thing you do, you never put your hands on a woman. Only a weak man does that, and he's not a man. You know. And she didn't teach me, but she showed me love. It's a difference, you know. And she's about one of the only ones that really showed me love. It was my grandmother. You know, she told me how to be a man, my grandmother. I seen her do things that I was so proud of her about, you know. Yeah. How did I get on that subject? Anyway. I'm just saying, you know, what you do with life, man.
And that's the point of the podcast.
The podcast.
And how
It's talking about where you are and where you're at in life. You know, and what you've learned. I've learned so much. And I want to share what I've learned.
And you're a teacher, yeah.
Well, we all are teachers in one form or another. It depends on what you're teaching.
Yeah.
I can only teach you what I know, because when you, like I say, I'm very blessed to be as old as I am, to feel like I do. I feel like I'm getting younger each year, you know? I really do. I can't explain it, you know? I can still do what I've been doing when I was 30 years old, man. You know, it's like, you know, what can I say, huh? Yeah, so this is just a short podcast today, trying to get you familiar with Erin and myself. Yeah, because this is what it's all about. You know, I truly enjoy talking. You know, I remember always talking story. You know, sharing stuff. When I was young, I used to travel so much, and my cousins in various places never been anywhere. And I just sit around. They always said, when I come into town, they always come, because I had stories to tell. I shared so many stories with them. They used to call me Sinbad. So, you know, Sinbad the sailor. You know, now I look like Sinbad. You know.
That wasn't the plan. Just kidding.
That wasn't the plan.
But I will say the stories are better than Sinbad's.
Well, yeah, I can tell stories from here to. Because each day was different.
It's hard to believe for people, but just wait.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I'm truly blessed. Truly, truly blessed. Well, anyway, I just want to let you all know what you're in store for. And I don't mind sharing.
If you have any questions, let us know.
And if you got a certain question that you'd like to know, holler. I just want to say peace out and love each and every one of you guys, man, because that's what life is all about. Sharing and caring. Just remember that. Sharing and is caring. May God bless you all. Peace out.
Peace out.